So hello lovely people of YouTube, welcome back to the Computer Lab, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a simple tutorial video on how to create a 3D rotating text like you can see on the screen now, and how to create that using Apple Motion on your Mac. So if that is something you are interested in, then please do carry on watching this video. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to open Apple Motion up, so let's get this opened and create a new project. So I'm just going to create a motion project. I'm going to leave it on 10 seconds and I might as well leave it on at 720 as well. You might want to pick a different format. I'm just going to use HD 720 for this video, which is a resolution of 1280 by 720. I'm going to click open. Okay, so we're in the window. If you don't like the black background or you want to change some of your project properties, you can just push on the Command and J, and this will bring up your properties for the project itself. You can see I've got a background color here of black. I could change this to white if I want to do, and I might do a bit later on if we want to see the text a bit easier, but I'll leave it on black, which is standard. And if you've been playing around in here and you change some settings, just make sure the background is still set on transparent. As you can see, I'm just hovering with my mouse there. It should be anyway, because that is sort of the standard setting for Apple Motion, but just in case, make sure that's on transparent and not anything else, because we'll need to export it later on. Okay, so let's get into the actual project itself. So I'm going to create a 3D text, and you can use a 3D text tool. You're on the text button here. You do have the standard text and 3D text. We're just going to be using the standard text because then at least we can show you how to apply different properties to that text bounding box. So again, let's go onto text tool, pick up on text, and I'm just going to draw my text bounding box like so in the center of my project. And then I'm also going to just type in here, and I'll just type in hello like so with no spaces. And I'm going to just make sure it's all highlighted. I'm going to go over to my inspector tool over here, because that's where we inspect whatever we have selected in our layers or project timeline or anything like that. We'll need to go to inspector to change anything that we have in there. So then you'll notice on the box here we've got the properties, we've got behaviors, we've got filters, and we've also got text. And you'll notice on some of these you will then get another box underneath. For example, I'm on text and I've got format, appearance, and then layout. So obviously started on the format side, which is going to format the text in this particular layer, where then we need to increase the size. So I'm just going to make mine bigger. I'll make it sort of about 220. I think if I just round it up, go to 220 like so. And I'm going to centralize it into my box, and I'm also going to vertical align it so it's central to that box. I might just make it a touch bigger. I might just go for 230 like so. So now we've got it the correct size that we want. We now need to add some rotation to it. I'm not going to put the 3D effect on just quite yet, because I want to just turn it slightly so we can see the 3D effect in all its glory. So again, making sure that I have my layer selected up here, and then I'm going to go to behaviors, basic motion, and I'm going to go down to the one that says spin. Click on spin, and this gives us this spin behavior, which you can see in my layers here. So I've got my hello text here, which has now got a spin behavior attached to it. And then making sure that we've got the behavior selected here in the layers box or down here on your timeline. You can then alter the parameters or the behaviors for the spin. So this spin rate here is the one that we want to be altering, as well as the axis as well, because I want to spin on the y-axis. You might want to spin on a different axis, but I'm going to be doing it on the y because I think that's the better effect. But you might have an object that you want to spin on a different axis. So the actual spin rate, this button here, this is the number of degrees per second. So if we want to turn at 20 degrees every second, then we would put 20 into this box. We can also spin the actual circular button here to adjust it as well. But I tend to just put the input it in. So say it's 20, and I want to go on the y-axis. And then if I hit the play button now down here, you'll see my text start to spin, which is all very good. It's got no 3D effect yet, and you can see it'll go for the 10-second timeline, and then it'll stop and then continuously loop round. So you'll notice there a couple of things to notice. I'll just briefly just show you what happens if you pick on the Z axis, for example, and I hit spin. You'll see it spin round on there, and then if I go back to the beginning again, and pick up on the X, and then you'll see it spin around there. So both of them have a nice effect. The X one's quite a good one. I'm going to be spinning on the Y. So let's just take it back to the beginning of the timeline, pick up on Y again, and then we'll have a look at this here. So I'm just going to spin it around slightly. Oh, what I was going to say was, you'll notice as I get to, if you wanted to create a continuous effect and you're going to add this into a project, you might want it to be longer, and you can create your obviously your project longer. You might want a minute's worth of spinning, but I usually tend to try and get this so the loop is continuous. So I'll put my playhead right to the end of the actual, my 10-second clip as it will be. You'll notice that the hello, I'm looking at the back of it at the moment, this text. So I want to set that to the correct sort of parameters really. So I need to match my spin rate so it suits the beginning of the loop. So I'm going to increase that until I can see the front of the hello when it's flat. So it might be bit of guessing game. I'm going to go 30. Maybe that's a bit too not enough. 35 is not far away because it's nearly flat now. I'm just going to go 36. That looks perfect. So now what should happen is it hits the end of the playhead. It should loop back round and then look like it's continuous. So you can see there. So it'll play for the 10 seconds. Obviously it's spinning a bit quicker because I've increased the spin rate. So the number of degrees per second is now 36 degrees per second. And obviously that calculates into my 10-second clip where it looks like a continuous flow rate for my actual rotation. You don't necessarily have to do that. You might, like I say, be making a longer timeline, but that's the way I tend to do it, just so it flows nicely. Okay, so let's just leave it tilted slightly, like so. And now I'm going to apply the 3D effect. So I'm going to go onto my text, making sure that I've got text picked up on my layers here. And I'm text on my inspector. So layers picked, inspector picked, text picked, and then on here I've got format, appearance, and layout. And you'll notice in the appearance one, if I pick 3D text, that will then turn my text here into 3D. So I'm going to hit the 3D text button. You can see all of a sudden it's giving it some depth, and now I can increase that depth by increasing this slider. So as I increase it, you'll notice on the right hand side my text starts to, and let me just bring the camera around slightly so I can just see a bit more depth. So I might have it something like, I might go for about, I don't know how much to give it. Maybe give it a bit of depth so we can see the effect of it. So that looks good. So I'll just hit the play button and see what it looks like. Yeah, so we'll go with that. We're quite happy with that. Okay, so now we've got the depth picked for the actual text. We can now change the material. So again, I'm in the inspector tool, text and appearance, and then right at this material button here. At the moment, it's on the basic one. So in here, we've got lots of different options. We're not going to go through each individual one. I'm just going to pick one up that I think is appropriate. And I think I like the metal ones are good. I really like the copper one. I'll put it on briefly. I don't think we'll stick with this one and then spin it round because it gives it this coppered effect, this coppered hammered effect. It's a really nice effect. I think it's really good for giving you bang for buck as it would be. But let's pick something a bit more shiny. Let's go for, do we go for chrome? Chrome looks good. So you'll notice, let me hit the play button, you'll notice here it immediately puts a lighting effect on for you. So let me just deselect it, the bounding box, so you can see the actual effect. It puts this lighting effect all the way around the actual text. So at the moment we've got this nice shine, because it's obviously the chrome one that we picked, and it's got this reflection from the lighting that's coming on it as well. So let me go back and pick this back up, pick the text up on my layers, and then now we've got this lighting effect. We can also change the lighting. In fact, before we do the lighting, what I'll do, I'll show you can actually put a different effect onto the different sides of your shape. So at the moment we've got the chrome effect all the way around the lettering. We can now go to material and we go for multiple. And what this does, it tells us the front edge is chrome. Obviously, yep, the front is chrome, the front edge is chrome, sides chrome. Now let's change one of these. So I'm going to change the side. I'm going to change the material to something else. So I think I'm going to go for, what would we go for? Paint. Let's go for car paint. Looks good. Let's see what that looks like. So now we've got this car paint on the side of the actual wording. So if I hit play now, you'll see that we've got chrome on the front. We should have chrome on the back, and we'll have it on the underside as well. But on the actual side of the lettering, we've got this red effect, which has this really nice effect. And you can play around with these. Obviously, you might be trying to create a different effect. You'll notice the lighting is also still working for us and giving us this nice reflection. So let's scrub that timeline all the way back to, we'll sort of get it where they've got a bit of reflection, because I want to show you the lighting as well. So that's the actual appearance, and you can play around with the different appearance and material types. But then we've also got lighting. So we've got this environment button here, and we've clicked show on that. And in here we've got this type of lighting, which we've got the field. At the moment it's set on field, and you might want to pick any of these. So if I pick rooftop, for example, it will put the lighting on from the rooftop, and you see it change in my box here. So I spin round now, it's slightly different look to it, and you can pick any of these. The woods one gives it like a green hint. You can see it's giving this green effect, and it's changed it there, and it's given it quite a nice effect as well. Let's spin it back. I'll just put it back onto the field effect for now, because you also got in the lighting box, that was the environment we was working in there, so you can change the different environments. And you've also got lighting style here, which is right at the top, and this changes where the direction of the light's coming from. So you can see at the moment I'm on standard. You can go for medium left, and it puts it onto the left hand side. You get a better effect if I try and tilt it like so. Change the medium left, and might want the light to come from above. You'll see it picks up, so all the tops of the actual lettering are affected. It gives it this sort of a shadow on the underside, and you can play around again with these and get the effect that you want. So you can pick your direction by picking in the lighting style. You can have it backlit. You can have all these different things coming from below. Lots of customization. I'm just going to leave it on standard for now. Lots of customization there, and also with the environments, you can change the environments as well, which we're just showing you there, for your different effects in here, light box and intensity, and you can tweak these around with your contrast and all the other different things. So some really good customization that you can do with this text. But let's say we're happy with this now. We've got everything we need for our project, and we're happy with the way it looks. We need to now just send this into a transparent spinning wording. So that's really easy to do. Again, Apple Motion is sort of standard the way it exports the actual files, because it's exporting as an alpha channel. Then we can just export it. So what we need to do is just go to File, and we just go to Share, Export Movie, check the settings, and then in here you can see we can change a few different things in here in case you've been playing around in here and some of the settings have carried over. Just worth a double check, I suppose. But you can just leave these all the same. So format video and audio, video codec. I mean, if you just wanted video, for example, you could just pick video. It makes no difference because I've not added any audio into here. But video and audio, video codec, same as source. Color space, use canvas setting, color channels, color and alpha, entire project, and then we should be good to go. So I'm going to click next. I'm going to save it to a folder. Like so. And because of the way that Apple Motion works, that it doesn't need to render anything up. It's already doing it all sort of live as it will be, so there's no waiting time. And then we'll hit play, and now we've got this nice effect. And you can see it's on a black screen at the moment, but I'll show you that doesn't mean that it's not transparent. All it means is it's just giving it a background to show. So let me just come out of that, and let's open iMovie. I won't open Final Cut. I'll open iMovie. So I'm just going to open Finder up to get the file. Apple Motion 3D text. I want this one. Drag that into my iMovie like so. You're probably working in Final Cut Pro, and it can be dragged. This item can be used in anything. Can be used in Adobe, any Adobe product, because of the way it is. And then we'll just drag that down onto my timeline, and you should be able to see this nice effect that we've got with this 3D text spinning round. And it can be applied to any video. Obviously, if I'm working in iMovie here, then what I might want to do, I might want to copy this across and then add another one in, and then drag that sort of where I want it to. It's cut it because the way I did it, so I might want to drag it so it gives this same effect all the way along the actual video. And this is what I was saying about if you've got the your rotation correct, then it will look like it continuously flows. If you watch on the screen, if I watch from the beginning, Let me just drag them so it's not at that beginning bit of the video, and I'll put it there. So what I've done, because I matched the beginning to the end, if I want to keep overlaying this into my video like this, then it will look, when it gets to the end of this 10-second clip, it will look like the actual hello text in the middle doesn't actually glitch or do anything like that. It's continuously rotating, and it looks like there's no break in the actual footage. Okay guys, so that is it. That's my tutorial on creating a 3D rotating text with a transparent background using Apple Motion. I really hope this video was helpful. If it was, please do hit the thumbs up and hit the bell icon to be alerted to any new videos I make. Please do hit the subscribe button as well to subscribe to my channel. And thanks again for watching the Computer Lab on YouTube, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.